I haven't ever really taken my health too seriously, just because I honestly didn't think that I would make it this far. But lately, I've been more and more worried about my health, and I've realized that I kinda have a lot of work to do. So I thought I'd share some tips on how to be a little bit less of a digital art goblin. Number 1. Drink some water. Did you know that humans are basically fleshy water balloons? Even cactuses need water every now and then. I like to have a milk jug by my desk. Obviously, it's filled with water and not milk, you goofy goober. But ideally, people should be drinking a lot of water. I think that it's pretty reasonable to aim for about 2 liters in a day. Number 2. Warm up your fingers, wrists, elbows, just generally all those little bits that are involved in drawing. Go for a walk to the convenience store to get an energy drink, or go refill your water. Both work. While you're at it, you should probably stretch your neck, and try to shake it out for at least a minute every other hour so your veins don't shrivel up. Number 3. Move your setup to suit you, rather than shrimping to draw. Scoot closer, adjust your chair. Also, apparently you're supposed to try to adjust your display so your head is in the center of it, so do that too maybe. Consider getting some eye drops. My eyes tend to get a bit dry when I've been staring at the same line for several hours, and eye drops tend to help. Number 4, give your eyes a break. Whether it's from looking at that dumpy of a sketch you have going on, or the screen in general, it's good to look away for a moment so you can return with a fresh set of eyes. Number 5, try to eat something before you draw, or use utensils if you plan on snacking while you draw. I like to use chopsticks so my setup doesn't get all nasty. If you find yourself shrimping, do your back a favor and straighten it out a little bit, at least when you catch yourself doing it. Mess around with those settings. I know it can be a bit intimidating if you've never drawn digitally before, but trust me when I say that it only takes a few minutes to learn that Ctrl-Z is the undo button. There are other keyboard shortcuts too. Maybe glance over them before you start. They're called shortcuts for a reason. They make my workflow just a little bit more flowy. Number 7, increase your tablet's sensitivity if possible. I don't know about you, but I plan on drawing for the next few decades, and I'd rather not get arthritis just from pushing down a little too hard. So, if at all possible, you should probably raise that sensitivity and just try to restrict your brush size if you're having a hard time with your line weights. Number 8. Having other things open can be distracting, but if it helps, it helps. I like to listen to podcasts and super real horror stories while I draw. Sometimes I'll pop on a movie with cinematography that I know will fit the vibes of the piece I'm working on. I also like having Pinterest handy so I can look up references as I need them. Luckily, I am fortunate enough to have a second monitor, but before that I use my phone. If you only have one screen to draw on though, you can also just screenshot your references and slap them onto a separate layer while you work on your art. Number 9, screen brightness low until coloring. That's it. Just take care of your eyes, broski. Number 10, don't draw in the dark. I know it can be tempting and sometimes atmospheric to draw in the dark, but if you can avoid it, your eyes will thank you. Having red LED lights are super cool, just make sure that it doesn't affect the colors of your piece. Number 11, add a mid-tone over your background while you sketch to lower the contrast. It's a little bit easier on the eyes. Number 12, do some warm-up sketches. Draw circles, draw spirals, fiddle around with line weight, just something to get your hands used to producing a desired outcome before you start on whatever project it is that you've decided to work on. Number 13, flip your canvas. Do it, horizontal and vertical. Sometimes my drawings be looking hella cute on both sides, but once I turn it upside down, those proportions find themselves on the receiving end of the bombastic side-eye. Number 14, I'ma circle back real quick for a second. Use references. Can you imagine if we took a baby, slapped a pen in sand, and demanded that they draw a hyper-realistic rendition of Pedro Pascal? It would probably look a little something like this. That's a very handsome scribble. Well done, baby. So yeah, use references, preferably more than one so you don't end up with a sort of funhouse mirror effect, where it's basically the same thing but just in your art style. Heavily referencing a specific image is handy if you're doing a photo study, but if your end goal is to reproduce an image in your head, it's best to try and reference multiple images. Because even I, a random person on the internet, falls victim to this at times. Last but certainly not least, number 15. Don't beat yourself up. Like with any art form, it's definitely a learning process. At the start of my own digital art journey, I used to redraw everything down to the individual pixels. I can remember spending hours, like possibly days, redrawing skies over and over and over again, and then feeling completely deflated when I posted it online only to get a single like. It can be hard to find the determination to keep drawing, especially when a lot of us struggle with perfectionism. But if you can somehow find the courage to keep pushing yourself, eventually you'll get to a point where you can look back and cringe. But then you'll realize how far you've come, and hopefully you'll be able to appreciate your old art as the first steps you took in your art journey. So, this video is a little bit different from my previous ones. I wanted to try the semi-animated but like not really animated style, and I had a lot of fun working on this video for you guys. Anyways, those are all the tips I could think of. Comment below if you guys have any other art help tips that you want to share. Thanks again for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye!